Sunday, Maritzburg. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hollywood Bet Scottsville meet. I got Len Mayo on the line, and we're going to talk Sunday racing. Second race starts the bipart, and the early morning market. This is Friday morning when we did the show, and the 8 steamy windows is top of the boards. It's 12 to 10. 6, that was from Kulu Boss, is 3 to 1. The money's for the De Kock first timer, number 5 Sparrow Man, who's at 7 to 2. And there's a comment from the yard, and they basically say, if not too short and green, can run well. So that's the information from the yard. And the 2 Kid from the South is next at 9 to 2, but also being supported, shortened from 8 to 1 into 9 to 2. Then you can get 8 to 1, the one Tommy Greeny, and then double figures about the balance. Morning, Len.
Good morning, Clyde. Kicking off in the bipart, second race. Steamy Windows, he was far from disgraced in his last 2 runs where he ran in feature races. In finishing, he finished less than 4 lengths behind the winner on both occasions. And he'll probably be more comfortable with a drop back in distance from the 14 to the 12 on Sunday. So I'm expecting a big run from him. Then this was Kid from the South. He won well in his second start, and he looks to have a lot of scope for improvement. He was slow away both of his runs, and he's run on well, and I do believe this is one that you can follow. Then just touching on the one horse Tommy Greeny, he may not have enjoyed the poly track last time, but he'll probably do better on Sunday over on the turf. And then one last horse, obviously the second favourite, Mkula Boss. He's got 6.5 lengths to find on steamy windows, so I don't think he will turn that around. So even with a 3 kilo weight advantage. So for me, steamy windows hard to beat. Kid from the South, I've backed him up with Kid from the South in the bipart.
Got it, thanks, Lenny. 2 and 8 in the first leg of the bipart. Len is bankering in the next leg of the bipart. We're bankering that Talia, who's 18 to 10 this morning. That's our bipart banker. Cost 480 Rand. Okay, let's get on to race number 3 on the card. And this is over the 1,400 meters. It's a maiden class field. And I'll bring you up to speed with the latest betting. I just want to check if there's anything else I need to report on the race. Not that I can see right now. So, the market, as previously stated, Thalia tops the boards 18 to 10 to win this. The 10 horse, Serena Moodley riding for Andre Nell. 2, Indignation, some support, shortened from 5 to 1 to 7 to 2. 9, Gimme the Power, is 9 to 2. And number 3, Love Comes Knocking, is at 7 to 1. 8 to 1 about the rest of them. Len, interest in Garth Puller's horse, but I think you're right with your bipart banker, also on the side of the 10 horse here to just about win it.
Well, Clyde, look, there are quite a few runners that have got some decent form, but the Cape Challenger, Telia, she has got good Cape form to her credit, and to me, she looks the one to beat. Yes, she is drawn a bit wide, but she's got such good gate speed, so she'll be out those pens in a flash, and it shouldn't be too difficult for her to get over to the fence and take up the running. And I do think she'll take a lot of beating. The 4-horse Boogie ran below expectations last time when trying the poly track, so she should be given another chance now that she's back on the turf. And then Gimme the Power, she's been very consistently placed in her last 6 runs, but she seems to have limitations, and I think she'll need to pull out a bit more if she was to win on Sunday. But for me, Telia looks set to open her winning account.
Yeah, and that last one you're talking about in the Cape to Pacific Waters, there's a winner from there. That was Kisses of Shane Humbies came out to one, so that's not too bad. Probably the right one. So in our place accumulators, we're bankering the 10, and there are 2 other bankers in this PA, as you can see later on. The last 2 legs cost 240 Rand. Okay, guys, let's get on to race number 4. Here's the latest on the betting in this particular event. The market on Friday morning has got the horse Bayula top of the boards at 28 to 10. That is number 8 on the card. Start of the pick 6. Marco van Rensburg's riding for the De Kock team here. 3, Gimme a Chance. Second choice at 7 to 2. 9, Skipper Zip is trading at 5. Next in the betting is the 6, Old Harry Rocks at 11 at 2. And then it's 7 to 1 about number 7, Hadrian's Wall. 10s and better, the balance. Pick six first leg. Hopefully we can get it, catch it Sunday. Len, first leg, how many are you going?
Yes, Cloud. Look, it's with due respect, it's a rather moderate field, and I suggest including quite a few in the pick six. If Bayulu can reproduce her last effort, she could go close, but her penultimate run was such a bad run compared to her other two, and I'm just hoping that something went wrong with her that day that she ran so badly. Anyway, if she does run up to her last run, she'll go close. Then a horse like Hadrian's Wall shows good pace and should give a good account of himself. Then the others that I would include would be Give Me a Chance, who is incidentally the only runner that trainer Paul Matchett has brought down to Scottsville. And then the 2-year-old Old Harry Rocks, ran on nicely when making his debut at Greyville. And he should appreciate the longer trip. So for me, I've included 5 horses there, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the pick six.
Got it. Okay, those are the numbers. Banker at the back, the last leg of the pick six that if we're running, we'll be shouting home Louis Goossens of Vernie Princess at the back. To race number 5 we go now. We get our jackpots on. It's a middle stakes over 1,400 metres. Latest in the market, the Flux tops the boards, number 3 on the card, priced up 3-1. Interestingly, some support for it, funny enough, shortened in from 4-1. So they've backed Keegan DeMello's ride. 4 Miss World, I thought unlucky that last start when going down that short head. Also shortened from 4-1 to 3-1. So they joined favourites. Adam Azzi's horse that Serena Moodley is now riding. 8 Tulip Fields, 4-1. 5 St. Bridget, 9-2. 2 Mum Lumbo, interesting contender, 6-1. And the 7 Lady of Distinction, 7-1. There are a few in here, I guess, Len.
Yes, Cloud. Look, this is a very competitive race. And, almost all the runners have some sort of winning chance. They've all got decent form. So it's very difficult to single anything out. But I'm actually in the camp of Mamlamba. I'm quite strong on Mamlamba. But if she fluffs her lines, then anything can happen. She wasn't disgraced in her comeback run, finishing just over 4 lengths behind the smart horse Halala last time. And she'll be more suited to the 1,400 on Sunday. So she's well drawn at 2, and I feel she'll have come on from that last run. Then horses like De Flicker, you can't fault her. She's now a 6-time winner, having won her last 4 races. But those were on the poly, and I think on Sunday she's going to find it a little bit tougher. Shouldn't be much separating De Flicker and St. Bridget. So, but Cloud, I can go on and on in this field. That's why I included the field in the exotics. But as I say, my first choice would be Mamlamba. Yeah,
fair enough. And Miss Worlds also steps up in class, but that last start of her, she was very unlucky with going horses. I remember Mamlamba on the Highveld. Heather Adamson rated her very, very highly. She obviously needed that last start with the De Kock team. So she goes into the play. Len makes her the horse to beat. That jackpot cost $378. Okay, the next race on the card is an apprentice race, and it's a class 5. It's over the 1,500 metres. I'll bring you up to date with the betting. Not much else to report. So to the betting we go. This is what it looked like Friday morning. 2 Hop Hop Spinnerkop 5-2. 5 Lilac in Winter is trading at 3-1. 1 Taylor's Version 9-2. 9 Mississippi Spice 5-1. And then it's, 10s and better about the balance. So that's pretty much the order at the moment. Lucinda Woodruff in good form, the stable. Len, I'm not sure if Mkhize Mbutu is going to be riding, but we'll confirm that as time gets closer to race time. What do you like here?
Yeah, Cloud, look, this is another very competitive field, and I suggest including as many as possible. My first choice, however, and I'll keep on harping on about this horse, but I'm sure she's going to pop up soon, is the 9 horse Mississippi Spice. She last won at the course. That was her last win at Scottsville. But unfortunately, against her again is the poor draw. She's drawn right on the outside at 9. But I'm pretty sure she's going to be right there at the finish. then obviously you've got to respect Hop Hop Spinnerkop, had a good post maiden run. She should go in again. Then Lilac in Winter, she last one as well at Scottsville, so she seems to take a liking to that track. She must be included, but she's well up in the weights compared to Mississippi Spice. So for that reason, I'm favouring Mississippi Spice. If she can just get well placed from that poor draw, I think she's got a big chance.
Okay, thanks, Len. Quite a tricky from now, this jackpot, as you can see. The cost $252, and I notice you covering with our Vernie Princess in this jackpot, adding Vision to Achieve at the back, Paul Gatsby's horse. So that jackpot cost $252. Okay, this race, they got just about 4-1 the field. 7 I Am Invictus, 2 Buddy Boy, and the 3 Wiccan Warrior. They're all 4-1. 1 Fast and Free is trading at 6.5-1, and then you can get double figures about the balance. So, quiet market. I don't see much movement really in the race, to be honest, Len. Quite a few in here that have got chances. So, I guess those who can afford go as wide as possible. But the market's got them 3-way joint favourites in what appears to be a very open race.
Yes, Cloud, I've actually trimmed it down to 3 runners here. It could be more open than that, but this was Wiccan Warrior. He's dropped down in a year. Last year, August, he was at a 92, and his rating has dropped right down now to he's racing off a 79. I beg your pardon, a 76. So and he's given a warning sign last time that he's coming back to his form. So for me, he could be the one to beat. Then obviously the stable companion, I Am Invictus, he was only just pipped last time, and he could have a big race again. And then a horse like Lucky Dollar, they fitted with the blinkers. He showed us signs of coming back. And obviously Buddy Boy. I didn't include Lucky Dollar, but he would be my 4th choice. I've just gone with the 3 of them. Buddy Boy, Wiccan Warrior, and I Am Invictus.
Okay, the top 3. So those are the 3 at the moment. I mean, the market's thinking the way you're thinking, Len. That's okay. We got that point. That's the order in terms of how we like them. Race 7. All right, this is a D stakes. It's over 1,200 meters. Let's get into the action of the event and see what the market's been doing. 5 Lunch Money with Frikkie Grayling is 22-10. Garish Samia Berthier is on this horse. 4 Flamethrower is trading at 5-2 at the moment. Number 7 Indecent Proposal 7-2. A little bit of money for this horse Champagne Mac. That's who they're backing. Adam Mazzi's horse, shortened from 6-1 to 4-1, and you can get 7-1 about number 8 Diamond Maker. So 16's a bet to the balance, Len. If anything, the market's sort of favouring, well, the punters have come early for Adam Mazzi's runner here.
Yes, Clyde, it must have a chance. It's been a long time since his last win. For me, Lunch Money is having its first run for new stable Frikkie Grayling. He's holding form well. Since they've removed the blinkers, he's got a win in 2 seconds to his credit, So for me, he's the one that they've got to beat. Then obviously the 2-year-old, he looks to be above average, Flamethrower. Although he was beaten 8.9 lengths by Rich Man's World last time, I mean, that was very, very strong company he ran with. So obviously he's going to be a big runner. But sure, 65 kilos, yes, it's 62.5 with the apprentice allowance off. It's still quite a bit of pudding, but he has got a touch of class about him. If you go past these 2, then there's quite a few. As you mentioned, Champagne Mac being a bit of money for Indecent Proposal, but I've elected to go with just the 2 of them in the Perms, Cloud, Flamethrower and Lunch Money.
Okay, got that. Thanks so much, Len. I see you got a bit of Iron Will in there as well. At 25-1 any price for Exacta's box. That's the latest on the 8th race. With our next race to go, we're going to talk about the 2 horses that Len likes, Vision to Achieve and our Vernie Princess. Okay, guys, the last one, and our Vernie Princess tops the boards at the moment. This is Friday morning at 22-10, shortening the betting from around, I think it was 28-10, so there's been money for it. 8 Fleur de Ling is the next in at 7-2. 1 Vision to Achieve is trading at around 6-1 right now. and the 5 Ruby Rising as 7s. 8-1 the 6 Captain Ventura, and number 7 Caribbean Gold is trading at 10s, and then 12s in better the balance. So Avernie Princess Len's been in decent form for Louis Goosen, having a good run.
Yes, Clyde, I must give Louis Goosen full marks here for the way he's placed Avernie Princess. And once again, she looks to be the one to beat. With the apprentice allowance, she's only got 54.5, so everything in her favour again, and she'll take a ton of beating. But she will have a bit of competition from the One Horse Vision to Achieve. She's no slouch on her day, and although she does give quite a bit of weight to her, it's only a 1,000-metre race, so it's not that serious. And I make her the biggest danger, but hard to beat Avernie Princess.
Yeah, I see Louis got the apprentice on. Apprentice and Khobo looking to ride his first winner. I don't think he's ridden a winner yet, so they'll be hoping that that's the case for the Appy. Len using this in the trifectas. Number 4, the banker, with 1, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And that takes care of racing from this weekend. Thanks everybody. No racing Monday. We catch up with you in the week.